I checked the situation for the Magic 8 standard version, and again, barely anyone is testing it. Everyone is testing the Magic 8 Pro, so I'm here again. Although it is indeed a bit late, I still hope to provide some reference for those of you who want to buy it but haven't made the purchase yet. First, let's talk about battery life. Honor has once again maintained its advantage, achieving the same or better battery life with smaller capacity or better performance tuning. The Honor Magic 8 standard version lasted 13 hours and 23 minutes in the battery test. This result is better than two other devices running the same Snapdragon 8 Elite platform, specifically the iQOO 15 and the OnePlus 15. Regarding charging, the total time was 91 minutes. Actually, charging to 100% didn't take long, 60 minutes, but the trickle charging phase for the remaining current took 31 minutes. Unless you are pursuing extreme battery life in your daily use, charging to 100% is actually enough, and you can save some time. Regarding the screen, the Honor Magic 8 is equipped with a 6.58-inch flat screen. If you feel 6.8 inches is too big and 6.3 inches is too small, then this size will be quite suitable for you. The eye protection still features the original Oasis eye protection, ensuring the minimum amount of flicker. At the same time, the Magic 8 also adopts two sets of dimming schemes, realizing two modulation modes. In addition, it can perform eye protection monitoring, reminding you in real time about various unhealthy eye environment and eye usage behaviors. Aside from this, it also supports personalized brightness adjustment and color display strategies. We can perform personalized customization through contrast and color perception tests. So, in terms of single-hand eye protection, Honor is definitely in the first tier in the industry. Regarding brightness, the manual maximum brightness is 840 nits, and the excitation peak brightness is 1130 nits, which belongs to a normal standard. The pixel-level manual maximum brightness remains consistent with the previous generation at 840 nits, but the excitation brightness has increased to 1810 nits. In the CPU run test, the Honor Magic 8's multi-core score lagged slightly, but the single-core score led the pack. In terms of stability, it ran consecutively for 6 rounds. Multi-core stability was 94% and single-core stability was 95%, so the performance is quite decent. In the GPU run test, the Honor Magic 8 led significantly in both projects. WLE reached 7,588 points and SNL reached 3,108 points. Including last year's Magic 7, its GPU run scores were also higher than the Snapdragon 8 Elite-powered iQOO 15. So this isn't an accidental situation, nor is it due to chip binning or quality, because in the CPU run we can see the chip quality of the three devices is about the same. In the Genshin Impact test at extremely high graphics, the 30-minute average frame rate reached 59.99 FPS, nearly full frame rate. Moreover, this result had no frame rate cheating. Under these conditions, the average frame rate still reached 59.99 FPS, which can be said to be very impressive. Power consumption was 4.06 watts, slightly higher than the iQOO 15. In the Honkai Star Rail Golden Hour test, the 30-minute average frame rate reached 59.75 FPS, which is 0.4 to 0.5 FPS higher than the other two devices. The power consumption was 5.03 watts, slightly higher than the iQOO 15, but slightly lower than the OnePlus 15. In the 1% low frame test here, the Honor Magic 8 achieved 59.3 frames, whereas the other two devices were only around 28 frames. Therefore, the frame rate stability of the Magic 8 is very good, which we can also see from the frame rate curve. It is much smoother compared to the other two devices. Regarding temperature, Honor was also slightly higher here, reaching 45.4 degrees. The highest temperature point is consistent with Genshin Impact. It is not in the upper left corner, but rather closer to the center of the screen. Normally, the temperature in the upper left corner should be higher because the processor is underneath. In Withering Waves at very high graphics, the 30-minute average frame rate reached 59.77 FPS. This performance is essentially the same as the high graphics settings 59.75 FPS and is consistent with the OnePlus 15. Regarding power consumption, the Honor Magic 8's performance was again similar to the OnePlus 15. In the 1% low frame test here, the Honor Magic 8 was still similar to the OnePlus 15. So, on this game, Withering Waves, Honor and OnePlus performed better. iQOO was slightly conservative on Withering Waves, but allowed higher power consumption, so the frame rate and 1% low frame data weren't as good. On the hardware side, the Honor Magic 8's ultra-wide-angle, telephoto, and front camera have nothing much to say. They are standard specs. However, the sincerity of the main camera, I feel, is insufficient. Regarding photography, Honor's most important upgrade this year is in the algorithm. It weakened the presence of the algorithm, allowing the photographed subjects to appear as authentically as possible within the pixels. For example, in these two photos, although it is a 16x
real-time zoom, the details are handled very well. The branches and the texture on the book are processed very realistically. The connection between the digits and the background is also very natural, without that abrupt feeling of the digits being cut out. You can hardly feel that these are photos modified by algorithms. The focus point of this photo is the wood in the lower right corner. The out-of-focus background blurred naturally, and the picture quality of the focal point is also very good, with a very realistic woody texture. Here are 3 photos belonging to 3 different models, but their sensors are the same. You can guess which picture was taken by Honor. I won't keep you in suspense, it's the first one. The picture it took is clear and realistic. If you zoom in to look for traces of the algorithm, look at the picture on the right. Everywhere shows traces of algorithms, with various unnatural, twisted lines. So, compared to before, Honor's progress is indeed very significant. Also, this time it supports many film styles. It has both negatives and positives, providing more playability. For photos, watermarks are also very important. Honor now has many good-looking watermarks, like the film simulation we just mentioned. Pairing it with these watermarks gives a very youthful, retro feeling. Regarding the system, I previously did a video sharing the experience of Magic OS 10, so I won't say much more here. Finally, let's talk about some things I want to say. In the past 3 years, Honor has had excellent power management capabilities and could often achieve the best battery life among phones with the same battery capacity. Speaking of gaming performance, many people actually think of iQOO, and rarely does anyone think of Honor. But in reality, Honor's gaming performance is very, very good. The ability to tune the chip is outstanding. Coupled with the eye protection screen and increasingly good photography, the competitiveness of this generation of products, I think, is passable. That is all the content for this video. See you in the next video. Bye-bye!